this too, Jared?
Yeah.
Yep. Okay, so question 14, page 57, where we're rearranging the rule. I equals P times R over 100 times by T. Find it for P. Alright, so all it's saying is move things around as we might have in the past in order to get P on its own. Alright, so if we go back to the, strip back to the very basics, that's the very basic simple interest formula, yeah? Alright. If it was in the same words, if it was saying rearrange the rule to get P on its own, okay, to get P on its own, you could do RT over 100, and then you'd have to do something with the I, wouldn't you? You'd either have to divide by SI or you'd have to times by SI, wouldn't you? Alright, let's do that with a question that we know. Alright, I reckon question 8 does something like that. Question 8 asks us, calculate the principal amount which earns us $500 simple interest over 3 years at a rate of 8%. Yeah? So if we did that, the simple interest equaled 500, the P equals an unknown, the R equaled 8, and the T equals 3, sorry. Yeah? And so if we tried to rearrange that formula, we know what R and T are. We know that R was 8 times 3 over 100. Yeah? Okay. And then we had to do something with our SI. We either had to divide it by 500, alright, or we're going to times by 500. Alright? So we're doing a process of trial and error really, just to check it out. So which one do you think it might be with this formula? If we were bringing the SI over, what do you think we might do? Times? Alright, let's go with times. Alright, what answer did you get to 8? Because we know what 8 is, don't we? $2,083. Okay, so you had to put $2,083 in an 8% for 3 years account in order to earn $500. That's what you just said to me. So let's try that. 8 times 3. 8 times 3 equals, divide 100, equals 0.24. Then we reckon we're going to times it by 500. 120. That didn't work. So maybe we might divide it by 500. Alright? What I'm doing is a process of trial and error, aren't I? So 8 times 3 equals divide 100 equals 0.24, divide 500 equals, that doesn't work either. So what else do we have to do? We have to think of something else. What process did we go through? So let's go through in order to get this again. We said this. Yeah, and so then we went 500 equals P times 8 times 3 divide 100. That's what we did. Yes. 500 therefore. Let's get rid of that. $500 therefore equaled P times 24 divide 100. 8 times 3. Riley, you're right with this? Yep. 500 equals, what's 24 divide 100? 0.24. Okay. And we multiplied that by P. That's the rule. Now if we want to get P on its own, what do we do here? And so 500 divide 0.24 gave us $2,083. Yeah? So here we were on the right track. What we had to do was say 500 divide 8 times 3 divide 100. Yeah? You okay with that?
Yeah.
I'm going relatively fast because you guys know a fair bit. So if we backtrack what we did here, we can say that a formula to get P on its own would be that, wouldn't it? That would get our P on our own?
Yeah.
Yep. Having said all of that, you got to do the same with this. How you got to get P on its own. And what did we do with the I? Or the SI? We put it over the top of everything, didn't we? Can you see that? Can you see the similarities now, Riley, between what we've done there and what they're asking us to do here? Here we've got P on its own. Okay, and in order to get P on its own, we had to bring SI out the front. R over 100 times by T. Really similar, yeah? So what you're doing in all of these, so the next one talks about putting in terms of T out the front. Then you've got to do it according to having T out the front. And you can do it through a similar process, but what you'll find is you get quicker and quicker at it about manipulating and moving that formula around. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Riley, is that okay?
Yeah.
Yep.